Good to go.
Yes, sir.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Free Range 6M podcast. Today it's Zane, Dad, and I, and it's been a great couple days.
It has.
It's amazing to see it all come to light.
One of the greatest times in history.
Yeah. Got a lot of people celebrating and some crying.
Yep. I'd say it's say it again. It's the greatest story in American history
At
by
least,
far.
At
I
least
think
in our lifetime, right?
I'd say it's.
It's
I
gonna
don't-
be.
It's up there for sure.
It's up there for
I
sure.
don't know anybody that's been.
I don't
through
have
as
any
much.
problem you calling it the greatest American. I won't. I ain't gonna argue that. It's a great story for sure.
I can't think of anybody who's been through as much,
Yeah.
who's sacrificed as much.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody
And
or
become-
even read about anybody, except maybe Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for decades,
Yeah.
They tried to do that to him.
and they tried to do that to him.
Take his
Impeachment.
money. They shot him.
Yeah, trying to tear him down.
They've tried to impeach
Tried to
him like
kill him.
4 times?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then
It's terrible.
Put him in prison twice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot him.
Well, to that point, we want to. Well, I don't know. What do you got on the agenda?
We'll go over the popular vote, just some of the obvious things, some reactions across the media, and then just talk about a few things that probably we'd like to see happen from the jump.
Yeah.
A few things maybe that are already happening now.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a fucking amazing story, amazing time. I'm glad that I, donated, got this hat.
Yeah. That's,
I've had this for months, and it says 45, 47.
Yeah.
you got a bucket hat, too.
It's pretty badass. Yeah, I got a Trump bucket hat, Save America, Trump Vance.
Might take care of those.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. It's
so we won the popular vote. He's ahead. We're waiting on Arizona still. Arizona's that's just ridiculous.
So he won Nevada, right?
Yeah.
That was the other one
Yeah.
that we were waiting on, and
Yeah.
now we're waiting on Arizona. They were slow the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking ridiculous that Florida can get theirs in like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
DeSantis is great.
One of the most heavily populated states. And
Yeah.
Probably just got a bunch of retards.
Nevada's one of the lowest
real.
population states.
Because how are you the last state? What was it, 2 years in a row?
Yeah. Yeah. 2 cycles in a row. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Won the electoral, of course, and then the popular vote. First time a Republican candidate has won the popular vote in 20 years.
Yep. Since 2004, Bush. Nevada still hasn't called
I think
their results yet,
I
but
think one of the Newsmax was already calling it. I saw earlier, I think.
yeah, I mean, they're at 91%, and he's over 50,000 votes ahead.
And like you said, we picked the right states in that last podcast to talk about. Those
Yeah.
were
Yeah, we were pretty
important.
spot on with the states we talked about and
we
the
did all right.
different reasons that people might vote a certain way.
Good homework.
So,
Yeah.
good podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still waiting on Nevada and Arizona.
I think while we're talking about that, I shared with you guys the last 3 cycles, the total votes for each of the candidates.
Mm-hmm.
And the one number stood out like a sore thumb to me. 2020. The numbers for Hillary and Trump throughout, and then Harris all look like you would expect. Nothing crazy there. But the Biden number stood out. In 2020, got 81 million votes. That's like 15 million more than Hillary got. And then what I say? What did Harris get? 67?
68.
68.
Yep. We'll throw that picture up.
So that's 13 million more than Harris got. 15 more than Hillary got. 13 more than Harris. How is that? Where'd them 13 million votes
And
go?
Hillary had, 66?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where'd them votes go in 2020?
Did 13 million people sit out or what?
Ain't no way. With this election,
Yeah.
ain't no way.
No way.
Yeah, it
that's
almost seems like they went harder on the Biden election, the Biden and Trump one,
Yeah.
than this Kamala one. I feel like they do it hard on the Kamala one.
Yeah.
But
My point-
whenever Biden was running, it was like, I don't know, it just seemed a little different.
Yeah, I don't care. what the election officials, what whoever it is that approved the election ballots in 2020, I don't care.
Y'all fucked up.
They were messed up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my only point.
So the electoral is Trump's going to have over 300 electoral votes. Yeah. Like you said, it was definitely a landslide.
Yeah. Yeah, you called it.
You get it. Yeah, and the popular vote by 5 million, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Man,
just
that's-
about. Yeah, I mean, once we get through this, yeah, he's getting close to 5 million.
We're real close. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like the Jake Tapper one that you were showing me a little while ago. I don't know when you're planning on showing that.
Yeah,
That's
we'll go through that
hilarious.
first. So Jake Tapper, I'd say he's probably. I mean, based on this reaction, you got to have some respect for the guy.
Well, he's
You know,
CNN. He's relatively, though, from what I've seen, relatively balanced
Yeah. So we'll go ahead.
as far as CNN goes.
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
By 3% or more, at least
By
in the county right now. And so you come in full county there. So there you see, but that's states, yeah. So in counties, in 58 counties.
So in counties where Kamala Harris improved from Joe Biden at least 3% or more, it didn't happen.
Yeah, there's no states. She didn't
Like-
overperform in any state.
Any county
Well,
is what that was.
I think there were, whatever that, yeah,
she
she
didn't
didn't
improve.
overperform
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
And- yeah.
Not
And
by 3% or more.
yeah, right.
I feel like they knew that too. I feel like the
He's
whole
like,
time.
holy smokes.
I feel like the whole time they made it seem like this big thing and it was gonna be so close, but the whole time they were just running, just to run, basically.
Yeah,
Like
well,
they knew that there was no chance.
It was the weekend before that Iowa, whoever, gave everybody the impression that her polls, that Harris was ahead. And
That's what I'm saying.
now she's like reviewing her data and, all this stuff. Like, yeah, they were
Like, what do
trying to
you-
promote it
yeah.
so that people would vote,
Yeah.
build momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, we were sitting there, you and I, and it was like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, any state that started bringing in numbers, early on, I would swipe and refresh my phone. And it was like, he was behind in Wisconsin. And then out of nowhere, swipe. And I was like, he's passing her.
Yeah.
He's
It's like
passing her.
over a period of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they get votes in very fast, but it was just crazy how,
It was.
and it was scary before it all went down. You just never knew if they would cheat or what. But the whole too big to rig thing, I think it was played a big part in everything, and you just felt it across social media.
Yeah.
Like I think conservatives have taken a hold of social media, and you really seen the power of that
Yeah.
that night.
Yeah. It's citizen journalism now. I
Yeah.
think it was Elon Musk that did that has been talking about that on X.
That's exactly what it is.
Citizen journalism.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
And they're not ran by anybody. Like the
Right.
podcast, they're not ran by anybody.
Right.
They decided to make that up.
Yeah.
And they tell what they think or what they see.
I don't think Soros owns any podcasts
No.
that I know of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a
Or
showcase
BlackRock.
of definitely a showcase of the power of the people.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty amazing shift. Love it.
And she got fucking demolished.
She did.
Absolutely.
I think Zane was like, I don't think she wanted to run.
I'm pretty sure she didn't. There's no way. Because, like, she told everybody to accept the new president and, just all that stuff and just be cool about it. And it's like, dude, like, I know you didn't want to run.
Yeah.
At that point, if you saying that, like, oh, it's okay, like, just accept it. We'll keep going. We'll get through it. It's like,
Yeah.
really, you gave up that easy?
Hey, I'm sorry. I just noticed that TikTok flagged us for civic something. So I had to hit OK. Like it's warning me. We got people watching.
We
But
can't
yeah,
talk.
hey TikTokers. We just got a warning for what we're talking about.
Dad's fucking loving it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
They don't want me talking about that Chinese president, do they?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But on to the Letitia James. Letitia James had a reaction, and she's just the most unauthentic, like Debbie Downer type of person. Like people are celebrating, people are ready to move forward in different ways, and here she is, just
Trying to keep us
with
there.
a terrible attitude and
Fake congratulations.
still fighting Trump, still fighting, what most people voted for
Don't want to
in the
give up.
country. Yeah, you just can't give it up.
Yeah.
So we'll run this clip here.
Okay.
Because as the Attorney General of this great state, it is my job to protect and defend the rights of New Yorkers and the rule of law. And I will not shrink from that responsibility.
Wait for everybody to clap.
There's probably like 6 people in there.
You see, between 2019 and 2021, the Office of the Attorney General took nearly 100 legal actions against the previous Trump administration, including when he attempted to cap the state and local tax, and when he sought to eliminate funds and grants
She
for
had like
law
an earpiece in,
enforcement
and somebody
officers
telling her
here
what
in
to
the
say.
state of New
Yeah.
York. We stopped the dismantling of the United States Postal Service.
The Postal
We
Service.
challenged anti-LGBTQ plus efforts. We safeguarded key environmental policies, and we protected access to reproductive care, and we protected the right to organize. We worked around the clock to defend these basic rights with our Democratic colleagues across this nation. So as you can see, we know their playbook.
So what does that do?
I don't know. But
What is her
what-
saying that shit? What does that even do?
Well, that mindset, that attitude in New York is why people don't stay in New York and they move to Florida.
People are tired of it. People are tired of the bullshit,
Yeah.
and they just clearly, maybe it's too soon. They just clearly
Yeah.
can't get over it and can't give people what they're missing from that
Literally,
side of things.
Literally pouting.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
And one person that's sick of it is Trump's lawyer, Mike Davis. Yesterday comes out and he says that if she continues with this lawfare, that they're going to put her fat ass in prison.
Damn.
Quotes,
Yeah.
right? Quoted.
Damn.
According
funny.
to Econo Times.
Yeah.
Yeah. If she continues with this lawfare against the president-elect, David stated bluntly, we will put your fat ass in prison. Maybe that's not true, but Econo Times, reading it here, seeing a typical liberal post that earlier.
Yeah.
Great account.
Right. Yeah,
yeah.
they're all running scared now though.
People are just tired of the woke, progressive, fake, pandering to every fucking tiny demographic that with things that don't affect most people's day-to-day lives.
Yep.
And if they do present these things, it just fucks with normal people's day-to-day lives, and it doesn't apply to anybody.
98% of the population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are sick of it.
Right.
Get it the fuck out of here.
It's obvious. They voted overwhelmingly, electoral landslide and a popular vote. It's a
I think-
mandate now.
She's
Stop doing this.
New York Attorney General. I think how she got into office, what she was running on the whole time was getting Trump.
Yeah.
That was her whole deal. So other than that, she's talking about the Postal Service and the LGBT. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Get her out of there.
Keep chasing people away. A bunch of good people are leaving their state, just like California.
Yeah, people just don't get it. And I don't know if anybody watched The View after the election, the morning after, but I made sure I got on my phone and watched The View just to see.
to.
And Whoopi's actually probably the most level-headed out of the group.
Yeah,
The
that's a
main
reach.
people that
Yeah.
are on there.
Yeah, I get it.
There's actually a couple new ones that I haven't seen before. I don't watch it, but I knew when I woke up that was probably a good
Something
thing to
you wanna
watch.
watch, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll play. There's what's her name? Sunny Hostin. Biracial. Maybe she's just black. Who fucking cares? but she's on there, had something to say about uneducated white women or white women that voted for Trump. It's just the same progressive, same pouting, same victimhood mentality, bullshit.
And I noticed minimize the increase in the black men vote.
Yeah.
But well,
Yeah, which has been growing. I think
Yeah.
it was like 8% in 16.
Yeah, it's like
13
21% or something like that.
It's like 13 in 2020, and now he's up to
20
around
plus.
20%.
Yeah.
So it's growing.
Yep.
What is her purpose of even saying that, like, up on there? Like, when she was speaking to people, like, talking about the postal service, and I don't even know what.
She's
Like,
trying to keep her job.
No, yeah, most people don't even know what she's talking
Yeah.
about because it doesn't apply to
doesn't
people's
even
day-to-day
matter.
lives.
Yeah,
Right.
just let people live.
Right.
Like, it's over.
Yep.
Let people live.
But on to The View. We'll get The View's reaction, or at least Sunny Hostin.
This country again last night. 92% of black women voted for the vice president. You have Latinas in the 70 percentile voting for the vice president. What we did not have is white women who voted about 52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding. You have Latino men
Why the fuck you even
actually
say that shit?
voting
What does
more
that
for
mean?
him. And you have,
I don't know the
and black
point
men
of that.
was not the story. We're not the story here because they voted almost 80% for the vice president.
Right.
So why do you think that uneducated white women voted against their reproductive health freedoms, and why do you think Latino men voted in favor of someone that's going to deport, says he's going to deport
Okay,
the
so
majority of
there's
his community?
women like
so
being
everybody's
called
uneducated
white
then.
women.
So
At this
yeah.
point,
Yeah.
So the white women that vote for Trump are uneducated. And then she goes on to say that the people that pretty much just said that the Latino male community are illegals. I know. We can watch it again. Just play that back.
Voted against their reproductive health freedoms, and why do you think Latino men voted in favor of someone that's going to deport, says he's going to deport
I don't
the majority
think
of his
white
community?
women like being
That's the
called
tone she
uneducated white
said,
women.
yeah.
She said that the Latino men that vote for Trump are voting for the majority of their community to be deported. The majority of their community?
like, what the
Like-
fuck are you even talking about?
Yeah, she does not know what she's talking about. And what she's not
Like, you're
doing,
gonna
too-
piss people off that you're trying to not piss off.
Right. And what she's doing too, is she's not recognizing the growth in those demographics, black men, Latinos, Latinas, black women that are growingly becoming conservative.
Yeah, what
She didn't
percentage?
recognize that.
What percentage you say they voted at last last election?
Well, for like black males, I think it was like 8% or 13%. It's been growing each cycle. Same
Yeah.
for Latinos
Yeah.
and Latinas. Yeah. Those demographics are growingly becoming conservative each cycle.
Well, and it's not like it's just the Republican Party, like different candidates. It's been the same Republican candidate every year. So it's Donald Trump saying what he needs to say to grow the black vote himself.
Right.
These people have had the same option
The
every
Republicans
time.
have been missing that relationship with blacks and Latinos for a long time, and they have been working really hard to grow that relationship and grow trust in those communities.
Yeah.
It's literally
you-
one man
And
versus
you know
three.
what? She's not speaking for the Latino community because I know I've read it. I've
Talked to
spoken with-
people.
Yeah, they do not want that mass influx of illegal
Yeah.
immigrants.
We have Diana on the podcast
we had
a while
Diana on the
back.
hot podcast. Exactly.
Somebody who,
Yeah,
you know,
they know that it's not sustainable.
yeah,
It creates a lot of problems for the country.
Yeah.
They're proud Americans.
yeah.
Yeah, she's just stupid.
And if you want, we can get more Latinos on here. Latinos.
Right.
We can get everybody on
Definitely
here
can.
if you need
Bring
us
Monty
to.
over here.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, these people just don't get it. They
Yeah,
don't
they
they don't actually care. They care about themselves and what they've
They don't
been
care about
on the
people.
media. They've been on the media for so long on TV presenting these ideals.
Yep.
And it hasn't worked since Obama.
Right. It's
And-
slowly been the one of the main reasons behind the deterioration of our country. These
Yeah.
policies.
Well, they've been pushing it for so long that they're so invested in it themselves.
Yep,
That
they are.
you know, they have this feeling inside of them that makes them think that everybody else needs to feel that way too.
Everybody just needs to shut up, right? That's how
Mm-hmm.
they think.
Yeah.
and just ignore it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like look at how Trump has changed the Republican Party.
It's an elitist mentality.
Yeah.
These media people.
Yeah. It's just talking about shit that has nothing to do with people's
Disconnected.
day. Yeah, disconnected.
Yep.
And so we'll play Van Jones, still on the same shit, even though Trump helped him a lot.
If you're a parent of a trans kid, your child's face was used as a springboard to power for somebody. That doesn't feel good. There are going to be people tomorrow, we're going to be handing clothes at the dry cleaners to people who don't have papers. There are going to be people who are going to be cleaning your teeth tomorrow who don't have papers. And they're terrified tonight. And so it's easy to blow this off. Oh, look at the elites. They're going to get their comeuppance. It's not the elite that's going to pay the price. It's people who woke up this morning with a dream and are going to bed with a nightmare. And those people didn't deserve to be respected and held and talked to. Those are the people who are going to pay the price for whatever Donald Trump decides to do.
Bro, it's not that we don't like those people.
Right.
Like the dentists, the people that don't have papers, it's not like we hate them.
Right.
There is a process to get into America.
Right.
And you have to go through that process.
Yep.
If you don't go through that process, dude, you're going to be hit with all these. You're going to have to be ducking, looking over your shoulder the whole time because there's people out here that are, or there's an organization, ICE, that is out here trying to deport you.
Right.
Right. So why would you not want to go through the process anyways?
Yeah. Well, they're.
Like you just lay low your whole life. It don't even make any sense.
I mean, the chances are they're going to be okay.
I mean,
just
yeah.
lay low for a while.
Nah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Not, that's what I'm saying. But you're laying
I
low.
get it, like-
You're laying low.
If I was in those countries, I'd want to be here too.
Yeah, but-
Absolutely.
You want to be here, not laying low.
I know.
You want to be here walking
Imagine
around, along
living
the
like
streets,
that. I
like
know.
and you know, being able to do everything that American citizen can do.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Well, and he's talking about, again, a fraction of our population. So 80-90% of the rest of us got to live with these policies that are geared towards a fraction of our population. Sure, we want people protected. Absolutely. And I feel bad for kids that are confused.
Yeah.
I do. They're
Yeah,
kids.
it's their fucking parents' fault.
It's their parents' fault.
And like, don't have a fucking trans kid. What are we like? We're
trans-
skipping a
Be a
step
parent.
within this.
Be
Like,
a
no,
parent.
before we start feeling bad for the parents with trans kids, why the fuck do you have a trans kid?
Yeah. Get them
Yeah.
some
What
help.
the fuck are you talking? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
like, the shit's ate the fuck
The
up.
fact that we're talking about this stuff is just insane.
like, bro, as a baby, you can cut off their genitals. At like, there's some states that are trying to vote that in or have that.
Yeah, take parents' rights away from them. That's just gone too far.
Yeah, there's
This is wild.
There's
That's
so many
statehood
people.
becoming too big.
disgusting.
The government's too big.
there's so many people that voted completely against that shit
Yeah.
this time around.
Yep.
People are fucking done with it.
Yep.
Even the big dogs, Elon Musk.
Yep.
You see him fully backing Trump.
Yep.
We'll show this Jeff Bezos. Big congratulations to our 45th and now 47th president on an extraordinary political comeback and decisive victory. No nation has bigger opportunities. Wishing real Donald Trump all success, leading and uniting America, the America we all love. People are done with it.
Yep.
He took down the Washington Post from endorsing any candidate, and then he comes out and congratulates the man.
Yep. It's good business.
It's not fucking worth it
It's
to
not.
to invest yourself in these ideals that these people are presenting to you.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. And some of them that are vested in those ideals, they don't even know that they're just part of this racket, this control structure that's trying to tear this country down so it becomes socialism and they can become oligarchs and have full control of this country, right? And they're just playing along with that stuff.
Yeah,
They don't even know it.
yeah.
Ignorance is not an excuse.
Yeah. But it's so crazy is like the amount of shit you can tell somebody to try to make like make them understand that they still don't want to understand it.
Yeah, they don't.
Like they just don't want to understand it. Like they just don't want to recognize or go do research or just anything to realize that.
It's messing up their whole world.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
just-
it's messing. Yeah, it's messing up y'all's world. It's not.
Right. Yeah, it's fun.
So what? You know, we won't just bash on people the whole entire time. What things are we looking for from Trump.
Wow, that's a good segue because I do want to see the country come together.
Yeah, because
That
we
is-
welcome everybody
Absolutely.
to
Free range
to
6 M's
come to
about
this
freedom
side.
for everybody, right?
Well, that's what America's about in
Right.
general. So,
That's
like,
right.
you know, these people, maybe they act like this now. Maybe it's too soon for them because they're so heavily invested in those ideals that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But, you know, with
Come-
open arms, they can come and join the, you know, get off the dark side.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we need unity. So that is one of the things I would like to see pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to see Trump take steps that start to build trust, maybe a little bit differently than he did the first time, right?
Community wise, money wise,
Yeah.
everything.
You know what? Economically, that's where it's all at.
He needs to make people realize
People need
that his
want
policies
jobs.
are. Yeah.
People want to feel good about what they're doing in their life and be able to afford a livelihood, right?
Yeah.
Especially
For
men.
sure.
When
Especially
men
the
don't
younger
have a-
generation.
Yeah, yeah.
You
but-
can't live.
Right. That
Can't
way,
even
it's
live.
so hard for the 20s to make it in this world.
20s, 30s,
And
shit, it's
nobody-
hard for
no
everybody.
Yeah,
gener-
really, everybody.
No generation since the Depression has experienced this kind of. I mean,
No.
it's so hard for you guys to afford anything right now.
Yeah.
Hell, it's hard for anybody. My generation, it's stupid.
Like you have to live with 3 people just to rent out a fucking
And they
place.
just want us to shut up and just accept it.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing. It don't have to be like that.
Yeah, like
Own
that.
nothing and be happy.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
They don't even.
That's right. Don't own nothing and be happy.
The past 4 years, they've been, you know, making policies and doing all this stuff, and not even asking the people really what they want.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
And it's like
They don't
the
care.
people that are with them, they just follow whatever they're doing.
Yep.
Right.
Blindly following them.
And yeah, and they don't even make sure the people are cool with it. Want it. They just pass it and move along. Pass it, move along. Pass it, move along.
Just forcing
Well,
it down our throat.
And you were saying, you know, Trump needs to make people realize, and you know, I get what you're saying, but it's really like he has our trust. He needs to gain
That's what
people's trust that are curious, and I think something that we'd all like to see, because Kamala Harris is, you know, all about the turn the page forward and get past all. There's still things that people want to go back and figure the fuck out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
There's still COVID.
Yep.
What the fuck happened?
Yep.
How did our lives get turned upside down? How did we get to this point that we're at right now?
The billions
what
of dollars
happened with
we
COVID?
sent overseas.
Yeah, it's a great example, right? It's a great example of how the government can really change our lives like that overnight.
And how, you know,
It's too big.
Trump had said that the Epstein list is going to get revealed. That will flip the right people's lives upside down.
Yeah.
That is what people want to see.
I
He
cannot
does
wait
shit
to see
like
that.
and people
Yeah.
will have his fucking trust.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We see who's on that fucking list. We figure out, you know, who did what.
Yep.
And then simply the JFK files. Go ahead and release that shit. Let's gain back trust for our government. And we
Right.
shouldn't fully trust the government,
Right.
but we should be able to be okay with who our president is fully.
And
For
what
sure.
and I agree. And what I was suggesting was that we know we have a big portion of the population that's ultra sensitive to how people speak.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're just sensitive.
That is a big.
Articulate some of these things in a way that you don't have to soften it up and be weak about it. But you know how he is. So all I'm saying is articulate some of these policies in a way that people can sort of say, okay, I can accept that, right?
And taking
'Cause-
action on a lot of these things can make up for you having
Because
to
they don't
do
like
that.
mean people, you know, and
But taking action on these types of things will make people understand why you're so fiery all the time.
yeah, that's right. Prove it.
You fucking release all these names that are on the Epstein list, people will understand why you're not fucking around,
Right,
why you're so pissed off all the time.
right. And put pressure on the Black Rocks of the world that have the control over most of our economy.
Shit, I don't know about that. Black Rock.
Well, and it's still hard though. Like we mentioned just slightly earlier that the Van Jones thing, he did all that prison reform, and nobody talks about it. So he's going to do things just like he did in the first 4 years, and people are still going to be skeptical, right? They're not going to give him credit, and that's mostly because of this corrupt media we have.
Yeah,
they don't want to give
those
him
people
credit.
are unsolvable. Those
So people need to
are-
stop watching these MSNBCs and CNNs. Start getting their information somewhere else.
Well, watch everything, and I think
Well, or watch everything.
watch
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
Form your own opinion. Watch the podcast. Watch MSNBC. See how they're trying to play with shit, because you want to be able to explain to your kids what to watch out for.
Right. And don't listen to the people around you. Be an independent thinker. Right. He said, go listen to a dozen different sources. Right.
Yeah.
Go read.
Mm-hmm.
And reading. Not we're losing the idea of reading anymore, but read different sources. Don't listen to the people around you. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Go be an independent thinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right now I'm looking at CNN. It says special counsel is in talks with DOJ about ending federal cases against Trump. And like I feel like I wouldn't even found this on CNN. I mean, I probably would have, but it definitely would have been worded different
And it would have been buried deep in there.
if Donald Trump lost, right? I mean, like, but if he lost, I'm sure they wouldn't even.
No.
Yeah,
They still be on it.
yeah, they'd still be on it. So
I mean, for all of our lives until recently, it's been a thing to not talk about politics. Like, that's been the thing.
why? Just
And
because
it's almost just a way to not get us to talk. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Not supposed
Why
to talk
can't-
about religion and politics,
Yeah,
right? That's
why?
sort of that. Yeah.
it's like that America, China. Like you don't know what's going on in China, but and you don't know what's going on in America. Like you just keep quiet.
Yeah.
You don't let either state or either country know what's going on, just so you can kind of influence everybody in that.
They don't want us to get together
And have a
for the
constructive
holidays or
discussion.
get together with our family or the people we're closest to and figure something out.
And it's worked.
Who cares
way
if
to
the
divide
fucking
us.
gay cousin at Thanksgiving is going to get pissed off at you and storm out and go cut his dick off? Who gives a fuck? Like, it's time, and people right now are so heavily invested in this shit, and it's the coolest.
Yeah.
People are invested in politics right now as much as they're invested in sports,
Yeah.
and that's what scares them. Back in the Roman days, there was some quote, but they had the chariot, the gladiator stuff, and it was like, give them entertainment, and they won't
Yeah.
need anything else.
Right. Right.
Sports.
And
They
now,
won't care about anything else.
now the tides are everything's
Yep.
We
coming
ought
to
to
light.
be able to have a political discussion anywhere and have a constructive discussion
yeah.
and not hate each other.
Yeah.
They want us to hate each other.
Even if we do
Right.
hate each other through a conversation, like, we can't figure it out at some point.
Right.
Well, it goes as far as fucking whites, blacks, and Mexicans and Asians too. Like all the racism. Like they don't want us. They
Right.
want us to be racist.
Yep.
Like they want us to. That's why on our last podcast we went on the news. Somebody called us racist or called you racist. Like,
Right.
dude, don't even know if you're racist or not. He's just saying that, and obviously that dude. He
Don't
don't
know
go
shit
for
about
Trump
me.
because we were talking about Trump and he told on us. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
whatever.
That's a good segue into this clip from Morning Joe's, like the day after. It's MSNBC, I'm pretty sure, but wanting us to be racist. Here's this clip.
To say really quickly too, Democrats need to be mature, and they need to be honest, and they need to say yes, there's misogyny, but it's not just misogyny from white men. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men. Things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States.
do you
The
put that
Democratic
together?
Party, I've always found when you're sitting around talking, they love to just sort of balkanize everybody into these separate groups and say, oh, white people don't like women and black people. No, it is time for the Democrats to say, okay, and you and I have talked about this before, a lot of Hispanic voters have problems with black candidates.
Right.
A lot
and
of
with other Hispanics.
And-
You got some
and-
that
exactly.
don't like each other. And
Right.
and some of the most misogynist things I've heard going on this Get Out the Vote tour came from black men. I mean, misogynist things. So you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. It's not simplistic. And we've
Right.
got to have real honest conversations about it.
real.
It can't be
Like
because she
when?
was a terrible candidate.
Yeah, it can't just be because she sucks. Like, holy shit! They just went through every race group and figured out how
They
they
did.
could possibly be racist.
Yeah. No male demographic wants a woman to be president. Bullshit.
Throw Candace Owens out there.
Right. Exactly.
I'll vote for her.
Yeah.
Do it
Yep.
right now.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Get her
right.
campaign going.
Yep. Find a worthy female candidate.
Yeah.
The people will vote for him.
That was the best you got?
I know.
That was the best you got is
They're
Kamala
reaching.
Harris.
They got to keep that, like you said, they got to keep that racism card going
Yeah.
because that helps them. So
People
much.
aren't
raised.
buying the shit no more.
Yeah, nope.
I don't think the liberal movement is ever going to recover from this moment here.
So glad.
Yeah. Done with it.
Yeah.
Everybody's done with it. They took it way too far.
Let's get back to God. Let's get back to our founding roots, the Constitution, our constitutional republic. Quit calling it a democracy. You know, all that stuff's done.
They've left all the fucking good Democrats behind. Harry S. Truman lived right.
Yeah.
We're right here on Truman Road, right here.
Yeah.
Harry S. Truman was a great Democrat.
There are no more blue dog Democrats.
Like,
It's all went to the left, the extreme left.
yeah.
No moderates anymore. It's crazy.
There's a bigger agenda
Yeah.
behind it.
Well, they
There's
got
got to be.
they got
I don't
those,
know.
they got those influences behind them, like the Soros
Yeah.
that want to change it into socialism. They want this.
Yeah, we don't got to
control
worry about
structure.
that no more.
Nope.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Trump's
'em.
president. We're back.
We're back,
Let's
baby.
fucking kill it. Get out there, show your American pride.
Yep.
Live your
Unite.
free reign.
Yep. Live your free reign.